Hello, my name is Jessie and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Week. If you're new here, we're currently doing a 60-day pantry challenge. And what it means was we started on January 2nd. And in these 60 days, we are trying to eat only with what we have in the pantry, the fridge, and the freezers. And this is week 5. And guess what? I have not been to a grocery store for 5 weeks. Let's see what I eat in this week. And remember to stay until the very end of the videos. I have a very special meal for you guys. Day 29 was a Monday and oh boy, I had a severe case of Monday flu. For whatever reason, that day I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to zone out the whole day, but I was hungry. I didn't even want to go out to eat, so I resorted to my favorite soup that I always make when I don't feel like eating anything. For this soup, we would need carrot, potatoes, some frozen green peas, beef stock in the freezer, and some of my favorite rice macaronis. To put it together, first we're going to sear all the vegetables with some oil in the pot. Let it sear for a little bit and then we add a little bit of dry oregano. Add in the stalks, let it come to a boil and add in the frozen peas. Add in the cooked rice macaronis. And that's it. And it was so delicious. That soup did the trick. I enjoyed it so much and also it worked out perfectly because I'm very low on produce right now and most of the vegetables that we have left in the house is root vegetables and that's exactly what this soup needed and what I needed as well. Day 30 was another lazy day. But it's because I found out my favorite burger place in town is reopened. It's one of my absolute favorite burger spots, but they took a 4-month winter vacation. So they finally reopened, so guess what? We have to go support them, so I get to eat my burger. And then dinner comes, I still didn't want to cook. So guess what? We're gonna go and enjoy the evening and support our local businesses. And we had an amazing ramen. Day 31, I am done being lazy. And I really need a good homemade meal. So I wanted to have some chow mein and we don't have any of those fresh egg noodles at home and I cannot go to the grocery store, remember? So I have a trick. Whenever I don't have the egg noodles in the fridge, I use angel hair pasta. So I'm making soy sauce chicken chow mein. For this dish, you would need some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that we cut into bite size, some shredded cabbage, sliced onion, our last green bell pepper, and some shredded carrot. Also, angel hair pasta. To make this dish, we're going to start cooking the pasta on the stove. While waiting for the pasta, we would marinate our chicken with garlic oil, oyster sauce, soy sauce, dark soy sauce, sugar, cornstarch, and mix it together. Now moving on to the stir-fry sauce, garlic oil, oyster sauce, soy sauce, dark soy sauce, chili peppers, and to thin it out, a 1/4 cup of water. Add half of this stir-fry sauce in the cooked pasta and mix it together. Now we're gonna cook the chicken in a wok. On high heat, add the chicken in, spread it out so it can come in contact with the wok. Then add about a 1/4 cup of water to deglaze the wok and to cook the chicken. Now add in the onion, stir, and then the carrot, the bell pepper, and lastly the cabbage. We'll just mix them all together. Add the remaining of the stir-fry sauce in, and then the noodles. Mix them all together, and we're done. I kid you not, that angel hair pasta tastes just like the chow mein that you would get from a takeout Chinese restaurant. And with little techniques at home, we could make a Russian quality dish in no time. Day 32 dinner was inspired by our wine from last night. Last night we opened a bottle of wine to enjoy with the chow mein, but it didn't really go well with the chow mein, so we have quite a bit of leftovers. Because of that leftover wine, I decided to make some red wine braised short ribs. For this dish, we would need some prosciuttos, short ribs, beef stock, carrot, celery, onion, and garlic for the base of the sauce. And of course, red wine. Because it's a weeknight and I'm trying to do a braised quickly, so I'm gonna use my pressure cooker. On the sauteing mode, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to sear the short ribs. Add some salt and pepper. Remove the short ribs out, adding the prosciuttos, the garlic, onion, celery, carrots. Sear a little bit more salt and pepper. Add the short ribs back in. 1 cup of wine. Add in the beef stock. Close the lid and pressure cook it for 25 minutes and let it naturally release. When it's done, we just put it over a bed of homemade mashed potato, and it's so good. Making a braised on a weekday is a bit tricky because of the time, but with the pressure cook, it was pretty easy. And the hands-on process is less than 10 minutes. It's just I want it cooked and let it be naturally released. It took about 30 minutes. I put it in there and just went on my way to take care of the dogs. And this meal hit the spot. It was so comforting with the homemade mashed potato, the falling off the bone short ribs, and the leftover wine didn't go wasted. Also, a lot of time I don't know what to do with those purple carrots, because every time I cook it in a soup or anything, it turned the liquid to this tinted purple color. But this time it works out perfectly because it's in a wine braise, so it kind of enhanced the color even more. So now I know what to do with those purple carrots. Day 33, Calvin is out of town for the next few days and I will be just cooking for myself. So I'm gonna cook my favorite dishes and make sure there's not a lot of dishes because he usually does the dishes and clean up after me cooking, and I really dislike doing dishes, so I have to make sure everything would fit in the dishwasher. So what I have for tonight was some crunchy chicken wings. So to put this together, it was so easy. We just need potato starch and chicken wings with a pot of oil. First, I just add some oil in the chicken wings and then the potato starch in. Some salt, pepper, chili pepper, cover it up and shake it so that all the potato starch would coat evenly around the chicken wings. Now that the oil is hot enough, we're just gonna add the wings in. Make sure that we won't overcrowd the wings, but it's just for me, so it's okay. And then we took the wings out, clean out the oils a little bit so the bits won't burn, crank up the heat to 400 degrees, put the wings back into double fry it, and then dinner is ready for me. Chicken wings is one of my favorite dishes. In college, I literally eat chicken wings almost every week. And the trick is using potato starch. You have that extra crunch at the end. And of course, double frying. Too bad Calvin wasn't home to enjoy that with me over beer, but I had a good dinner. This is day 34 and Calvin is still out of town. And the dishwasher is getting full, so I need to cook something simple but delicious still. So I'm making my favorite Korean tofu stew soup. For this dish, we would need some silky tofu, some chicken broth, kimchi, Korean chili paste, an onion, some mushroom, green onion, an egg, and lastly, chili pepper flakes. To put it together, in the clay pot, we put a little bit of oil, frying the chili paste a little bit just to bloom the flavor more, adding the kimchi, stir-fry it together with the chili paste, and then add in the tofu, an onion, the chicken broth, those mushrooms, and lastly, the pepper flakes. Cover it and let it come up to a boil. And look at that, wow. Then add an egg on, some green onions, and we have Korean tofu stew soup. I'm so glad that we had that last tofu box in the fridge. Every time when we go to a Korean restaurant, I always order the soft tofu stew in that clay, and that's why I even bought the clay pot to have it at home. and the meal was so simple to cook, and I get to eat out of the pot I cooked, and so I didn't have to do dishes at all. So that was a good meal. So after this dinner for day 34, and the fridge is very bare, and we did pretty good in the past 5 weeks, right? So you look how empty the fridge is. And I went to the grocery store. Why do I feel so guilty? But I didn't buy a lot. I only bought strawberries and blueberries for our upcoming meal. I didn't do the whole haul because Calvin is not home. We usually go grocery shopping together, so I'll wait for him. This is day 35 and Calvin is back. Although he was gone for only 2 days, we felt like we need a welcome back meal. And remember at the beginning of the video, I say that stay tuned for something special. This is the special meal. We decided to put together a sweetheart board for Valentine's Day. We typically don't go out for Valentine's Day because it's so crowded, everywhere is so busy, it's hard to get a reservation, and when you get there it's just very hectic, and usually we just stay at home. And for us, we can celebrate Valentine's any day. So today is the day we're gonna celebrate a brunch. So I put together this big platter of some heart-shaped waffle and some egg bites. I put it into a flower shape, and I turned some salami into roses, and then we have some fresh mimosa together. It was so good. It was such a good welcome back treat. And this amazing platter was all from the pantry and the fridge with very simple ingredients that we have at home. So I decided to make a long videos out of it, and I will be linking it below and also link it somewhere up here for you guys to put it together for your loved ones. And just like that, week 5 is over. I know at the beginning of the week we had some, Monday blue cases, but we end the week very strong with that cute, pretty, and yummy Valentine's brunch. I know it's not Valentine's yet, but it doesn't have to be on the day off. I thought we could celebrate with each other. And also this week we had a lot of root vegetables in our meal because that's all we have left. But all the meals came out so good. And I'm kind of sad that we only have 3 weeks left, but we're gonna finish it strong. And thank you so much for staying until the end of the videos. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe our channel. That would help us out a lot. And don't forget to come back next week for another update of our week 6. Alright, until next time, see you then. Bye bye.